lunchbox primo.
Oh, it's your boy Dctree, and this is Dctree-Nation, the channel on YouTube that covers hoops and heroes. And today we're talking hoops. We're talking about San Antonio Spurs, y'all. So the Spurs have officially made the play-in. If you're a fan of the channel, you know I'm conflicted on this issue. But hey, in this video, I'm going to look on the brighter side. 3 Spurs that going to benefit the most from the play-in, man. There are some benefits of being in the play-in, and I think it's going to help some of our younger guys out. But for this video though, let's go ahead and just eliminate Dejounte Murray from this discussion, just for the simple fact that, hey, we know that he's going to be one of the people on the team that benefit the most. Seeing that he's our leading scorer, seeing that he's our, go-to guy in the clutch, seeing that, he's working on his turnovers, he's working on his leadership. So it's a given that he's going to gain some type of benefit, some type of experience from this play-in experience. So for the purposes of this video, I'm going to put my dog to the side and move on. But before I jump too deep into it, if you like my content, please sub to the channel, hit that like button, don't forget to hit that bell for more videos. Thank you so much for the continued support. Okay guys, I ain't gonna keep you long, but like I said, I'm gonna put my dog Murray to the side, and we're gonna focus on some of the other players. So the top 3 players that will benefit from the play-in. Now if you were here for the intro and you saw the slam dunks and the highlights in the intro, you have an idea of where I'm going. But you had to look very closely. The first person I feel like that's going to benefit from this play-in experience is my dog, Trey Jones, man. And I don't talk about Trey Jones enough. Trey Jones has been great these last 3 or 4 games. He has been stepping in for my dog Murray while he deals with this unknown illness, this upper respiratory infection thing he has going on. But Trey Jones has been solid really all season, man. He's someone who can handle the ball, someone that can be trusted with the ball. He's, he is not a turnover risk at all, really, averaging like 0.6 turnovers a game, which isn't bad. He's very controlled. He's not afraid to take it to the hoop, take it to the cup, take it to the basket. He can score. Now his shooting, good God, he needs to work on his outside shooting. I think he's shooting like 16% for the year from the 3-point line. So that's definitely not going to cut it. But like I mentioned before, his game has been on point the last 3 or 4 games when you're talking about scoring. 14 points a game, 14 points, 10 assists against Denver, 18 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, 9 points, 9 assists, 5 rebounds. Very Dejounte Murray-esque type games, man. Stat stuffer games. So I feel like the play-in is really going to give him that confidence for him to be our backup for the future and to really, probably play with Murray sometimes down the floor, man, just like D. White used to do back in the day. Don't be surprised to see both of them on the floor, especially if we go against a smaller team or a smaller lineup, I should say. So Trey Jones is definitely doing his thing. And remember, this video is not necessarily about who our best young players are. It's about who can benefit the most. In education, they got this thing called growth. You get more credit for a student going from a 72 to an 82 than you would for a student going from a 90 to a 97. You get what I'm saying? Because there's more growth. The student before has grown. So I think Trey Jones has the growth potential, and that's why I could put him first on this list. The next person on this list is pretty obvious, man. It's Lonnie Walker, man. Lonnie Walker can benefit from the play-in and beyond if we do make it further than the first game, the second game, and if we make the playoffs. Like I said, I got mixed feelings about that. Check out my mixed feelings above, linked above. But this is a positive video, so I don't stay positive. But Lonnie Walker can benefit from this, mainly from a monetary perspective. He's up for a new contract possibly this summer. He's a restricted free agent. And at this point, every Spurs fan, probably everyone in the Spurs organization, have made their mind up about Lonnie Walker. Before the D. White trade, it was iffy. After the D. White trade, it's guaranteed that we need to sign Lonnie Walker. We need to keep him on this team. He has harnessed his athleticism. He has harnessed his confidence. He has harnessed his consistency for this team. He's had a couple of knick-knack injuries here and there that's kept him out, but I'm not really concerned about that. We got to keep this guy, man. But if he shows up big in the play-in, shows up big in the playoffs, has a great performance game to game, I'm telling you, man, that's going to put the nail in the coffin for him as a Spur. I think he's already coming back, but it could be a big difference in his contract if he explodes in the playoffs, and gets us through the play-in and into the playoffs. It could really be a difference maker for him, not just from a contract perspective, but from a confidence perspective, dealing with those playoff defenses, dealing with that playoff intensity, dealing with that playoff emotion, and still being able to, reach his potential and go hard for this team. So I think he does have a lot to gain as well from the play-in and potentially further on. The last person on my list is Kelden Johnson, man. I had to really think about whether putting Primo over Kelden, but I went with Kelden Johnson over Primo because I feel like Kelden Johnson is on the verge of being an all-star candidate year in and year out. And this may be the push he needs to expand his game. He's already very spirited, obviously. He's already very, hyped and emotional on the court, a great teammate. And his game is starting to diversify a little bit, especially with the outside shooting, with the drives, with the ability to finish with one hand. Last year he would just go straight up with two hands all the damn time. And that job was so irritating. So his game is expanding. He has the Euro step in there. So I think the play-in and playoff intensity will all only take him higher. He's already intense already. That's going to take him higher, to a higher plateau emotionally. It's going to take his game higher physically, because when you really look at where we're going on this team, man, really Kelden has a puncher's shot at being an all-star year in and year out if he evolves his game. More so than even DeJounte Murray, because Murray is officially an all-star type player, whether you like it or not. But because of the West being so guard heavy and so guard loaded, it's going to be very tough for him to make the all-star every single time. I wouldn't be surprised if he makes it again 2-3 or more times, actually. But it's just more likely for Kelden Johnson to beat the Draymond Greens of the Western Conference that made an all-star team with 7, 7, and 7, or whatever the triple single he was averaging. Now remember, I'm talking potentially, because there are a lot of forwards that were out. Kawhi was out this year. Paul George was out this year. It's still going to be tough, but you can still be all-star caliber without necessarily being an all-star, if that makes sense. Manu did it for years, although, he did get his props, thank God, eventually. So did Tony Parker, etc. So, I think something like the play-in could really push Kelden's potential to the next level. All right, guys, that's it for this one. Thank you for kicking it with me. Let me know in the comment section how you feel about the video and the play-in. And if you're a fan of the channel, I had mixed feelings about this play-in. But I gotta admit, man, I'm kind of excited, man. It's good to have some buzz going on. It's good to see the guys hype. It's good to see the fandom hype, So we will see what will happen with the draft. Hopefully the draft will take care of itself. And, I have plenty of content with my thoughts about the situation moving forward. All right, guys, check out the other videos on the channel. Got some Moon Knight stuff on Disney Plus. Check those videos out, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.